Hi, I'm Rita. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Life Worth Reading. And welcome, finally, to a new reading vlog. Basically, I want to start by apologizing to whoever this may concern that I haven't posted a video in over 20 days. I don't know why. I absolutely love the month of May, but it's always such a mess for me, at least in the last couple of years. It just always coincides with such difficult or like harrowing times in my life. So I've been away for a long time because in May I actually graduated my degree. Well, technically I haven't finished it quite yet, but I finished my classes, but I still had to go to my internship, which just ended the day before yesterday. So right at the end of May. Today's the last day of May as I'm filming this. So on Wednesday, I finished my internship, which had been taking a lot of space and time in my life, as you can probably imagine. It was very time consuming, it was very brain consuming. And so what ended up happening was that I entered a really big reading slump, and I have been reading just a little bit, but I haven't been reading as much as I used to in the last couple of weeks, which really sucked because May was Asian Readathon. I had a whole TBR for it, but I just could not pick up any books. I finished 2 books in the month of May, and one of them I finished on literally the 1st of May. So I just read one other book in the entire month. So you can probably see why I haven't filmed a video. I tried to vlog a couple of weeks ago, but I wasn't reading, so there was just nothing to talk about, quite honestly. Also, I was sick for like a whole week. I was really ill. Not really, like nothing happened to me, but just like one of those just devastating colds of your life. It was just a really bad week. So there's just been a lot of things happening. I'm trying to get a summer job. I have my final interview today, so I've been going to a couple of interviews in different places. I've been looking for a job, which is also very time consuming. There was just a lot happening, okay? I'm not trying to make excuses, but it was just a very hectic month. And the fact that I wasn't reading definitely meant that I had nothing to talk about. But yeah, let's start discussing what I'm going to be reading, my plans for today and for this weekend, and hopefully we can get back on track and I can publish a new video next week. I'm definitely not going to do a June TBR because I just know that I need to get back on track before I promise an entire list of videos. But yeah, let's just try to get my life back together. Firstly, a book that was on my May TBR and a book that I have from my library is Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. I read the first chapter of this, so I read about 10 pages. It didn't really grip me, so in terms of my reading slump, it didn't really do what it was supposed to do. I'm going to try to keep reading. I just renewed my hold, but I have to go to the library today. I have to give a book back that I also didn't read, but this one will stay with me because I just renewed my hold. So I'm definitely going to try to continue to read this, but it didn't really grip me at first. We are following a woman named Kathy, and she is remembering her childhood at the seemingly idyllic Hailsham school. And it's her, a group of friends, and I don't know, it just hasn't really gripped my attention yet, but I'm definitely going to keep trying. And because I was in an enormous reading slump, I thought to myself, okay, it's time to read either a thriller, a mystery, a horror book, something to really grip me, something to make me feel something. And so I decided to start How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix on my Kindle. And I am currently 25% in. I've been reading very slowly for the last couple of days. But so far, it's honestly much more depressing and sad than it is horror, which is really bothering me because it's definitely not what I wanted, and I'm giving it space to become a little bit more what I was expecting. But so far, it really isn't doing anything for me. We are following our main character, Louise, whose parents from another state, Charleston, I think, they just pass away suddenly in a car crash, which was very upsetting to read. And so she has to go there to, you know, attend the funeral and do all that type of stuff. And she has a brother named Mark who she does not get along with because he's very sloppy and is very much a loser in life. And so they're both fighting in the matter of whether or not to sell their parents' house, which will be the haunted house. And basically what I'm getting so far is that it'll be haunted because they have a lot of puppets and dolls, because their mother was very, very into making puppets. But it's just, so far it's been so depressing, like just her learning that her parents pass away and just like discussing the funeral and what they have to do. And it's just like, just a bummer, honestly. Not hard, just a bummer. And it is kind of creepy when you imagine like a house full of puppets, and are they looking at you, are they moving? But so far it's just not really giving me what I wanted, which was creep factor, not imagining my own parents' death. So I'm in that phase where none of the books I'm reading are really working out in my favor, but I just can't continue the cycle of starting books and not finishing them. So I'm really going to try to finish How to Sell a Haunted House. But comparatively to the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by this author, which I love, I gave it 5 stars, and I've read it like 2 or 3 times, and I love it so much. And it does start slow, but it's never this heavy, you know? And the horror kind of starts early on in small little details, and in this one it's just like so depressing that I can't really look forward to the horror parts. But we'll see if it gets better. In any case, today's a Friday, and my plans for today are to go to a final interview for a summer job. It'll be just a weekend thing, so I'll be working full-time on the weekends, and then I'll have the week free. And also I have to finish writing my report, not today specifically, in the following week and a half, because yeah, I really need to hand in my internship. Sorry, my hair, I just washed it, so it's kind of crazy. I have to turn in my internship report so I can officially graduate. So that's going to be a whole thing, and I am nowhere near finishing it. I'm very much a perfectionist, so it's been very hard for me to just sit and write, but I honestly have to try my best. So, and I'm also going to be swinging by the library to give a book back, and I'm not going to bring any book with me. I can't. I really can't. So those are my very interesting plans for today, and I'm sorry for the longest intro clip ever in the history of vlogs, but I just felt like I had a lot to catch you up on, a lot to update you on, if you even care, let's be honest. And hopefully this weekend we can get back on track, get back to reading books, get back to enjoying books, and just getting our lives back together, or me getting my life back together. That's more like it. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. I'm going to work on my internship report for a little bit now before I leave for my interview. Good morning, it's a new day. Yesterday I did go to my interview. I got the job, which I'm very excited about. I start next week, and I'm working full-time on Saturday and Sunday, which might not seem like the best schedule to you, but it's actually really helpful for me in the summer, so I can still enjoy my week and then only work 2 days out of the week. It's very helpful for me, but that also means that this is my last weekend of being free, of not working. So I'm going to try to take advantage of that. Yesterday I also did go to the library, and for some reason I picked up a book that I was not expecting to pick up. It doesn't mean that I have to read it, but I picked up The Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. I have been looking at this series for the longest time. They have all of the volumes of at least this first installment in the library, and I've just been looking at it, and it just, I always thought that I would read the series in English in its original form, but I don't know, just something was calling out to me, and I really just felt like trying this book out. I don't know why, but I'm really in a high fantasy kind of mood, so I might start this. I might give this a try, because yeah, like nothing is gripping my attention at this moment. I'm still 25% into How to Sell a Haunted House. I'm also, I forgot to mention this yesterday because this is not a big deal at all, but I'm also watching the new season of Pretty Little Liars, which is called Summer School, and I'm absolutely loving it so far. They have been doing a really great job with this revival of the original Pretty Little Liars. It is so good. It's so much more scary, graphic. It's kind of like a slasher, and I'm having the greatest time, even though it is quite scary. So I really hope that they get renewed for season 3. That would be incredible. But because I already watched that yesterday, I didn't really feel like continuing my horror book. But yeah, just like nothing is grabbing my attention at the moment. So I really don't know what to read. Like, should I DNF? How to Sell a Haunted House? Should I keep trying it? It's just really not doing much for me. But I really want to finish a book. So I don't know what I'm going to do. But today, Saturday, I'm actually going to go to a bookshop. It's actually the, oh my god, no. It's actually the Lisbon Book Fair in the next 3 weeks. I haven't gone yet because I am not in a good financial position at the moment to go to the Lisbon Book Fair. But I am going to a bookshop because last week I bought a book for like €4 maybe. This is a solidarity bookshop, so people donate books and then they sell them until it has a maximum price of €5, so nothing above that, which is like $5 if you're American, kind of. It's comparable, and all the book, like all the money that they do, they donate to different causes each month. So last week I bought one. I'm not going to tell you which one, and I have to go pick it up because they're only open on Saturdays from 3 to 7. And so I have to go today because they're not open any other day. And if I see anything else, like that's the thing, like I don't mind buying books for like $3, $4, $5, right? But it's just the pricier ones and that I just can't do without a gift card. So I am going to go there. I'm going to pick up the book, see if there's anything else that I would like. And I'm going to take you along with me, even though the shop is quite small. So I'm not sure how comfortable I'll feel filming in there, but we're just going to try it out, okay? So that's my plan for today. Let's go. As expected, I couldn't really film in there, but I did get the book. I did secure the goods. It was already paid for, I just needed to pick it up. And it's this gorgeous edition of Ocean Vuong's On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. I had never seen this cover before. It's a hardcover. It is so cute. I've been wanting to read this book for years now, like literally years. And the fact that I bought this beautiful hardcover for like €4 is unbelievable. So shout out to this bookshop. I'm going to leave the link in the description for all my Portuguese girlies. You can donate your books and you can buy books on there, and it's always for a good cause, and it makes me feel slightly better about buying books, so that's also a plus. Right now I'm about to go home because it's really hot and I still need to work on my report. So yeah, we kind of need to get going, but I enjoyed this little detour, and I always have a good time in there, even though it was full. It's very small, it was full, so I couldn't really film in there, but I always have a good time. Now let's go home. Guys, just an update before I go to sleep. I really tried. Okay, I really tried my best. I read 10% more of How to Sell a Haunted House by Greta Hendricks, but I'm just DNFing it. I'm DNFing it at 35%. I simply don't care about anything that is happening. I simply do not care. It is just sad. It's honestly really depressing. It has a lot of like grief attached to it and like parental death, and it's just very upsetting, and the horror is just not giving what it's supposed to give. I don't know what it is. Like, I feel like with the book club's guide to slaying vampires, I could see it all in my head. The descriptions were really vivid for me. The writing was really working. just something about that book made me just adore it. Like, I have reread it so many times. I've given it 5 stars each and every time. I just love the character development. I love that I feel like I just love the character dynamics as well. I think there were a lot of characters and the group was just a great dynamic to follow, and in this everything is just lacking. We have only 2 main characters who are just constantly fighting each other, and I don't see the point to either of them. And the horror is just not, when I imagine the house and I imagine the puppets, it's just not giving me what Grady Hendrix usually gives me. I just don't know what it is. This book is just really not working for me. I could finish it, but I just don't care to continue, and I can't imagine reading 65% more of it. And it's also really long. It's over 400 pages, which, yeah, I'm just not doing it anymore. I feel like I have to accept it. I thought it was about my reading slump, but I honestly don't feel like it is. And it's also worsening my reading slump. So I thought I wasn't able to read this because of my reading slump, but I think it's just not a book for me. At least not at this moment, not at this time. It's not giving me the quick horror. It's not giving me it's just not giving what I wanted, you know? So I am definitely going to move on from that, and it's way too late to start a book now. I don't feel like it. But tomorrow I'm going to start a book. I have to figure out which one it'll be. Maybe The Assassin's Apprentice, maybe not. But I'm definitely going to start a new book because I can't do this anymore. I've also really wanted to read The Only One Left by Riley Sager because I feel like that's a really good thriller horror book with a high rating that I think I might enjoy. But yeah, just, it's only my 2nd DNF of the year, and we're halfway through the year now. And I haven't been DNFing books left and right like I used to, but only because the books that I've been reading have kind of slapped so far. I haven't given a bad rating yet. I have enjoyed mostly everything that I've read so far this year. So this is only my 2nd DNF of the year. And though I was very resistant for it to happen, it's a new month and it's time for some new books, and it's time to cure this reading slump because I am tired of it, honestly. And yeah, that's it for today. Tomorrow is Sunday. It's a whole other day, and we'll just have to figure out what book I'm going to start. So thanks for joining me today, and I will see you tomorrow. Hello friends, today my bed isn't made because I'm going to change my sheets, but I wanted to update you. Today is Monday. Today was actually like a really stupid busy day. I wanted to work on my report, but actually I just had to run so many errands and just take care of so many stupid little adult things, you know, that I just didn't have the time. And then I had a therapist appointment. But I do want to tell you that last night I started Honor by 3D Umregard. This is a book that was on my May TBR. I took the dust jacket out so I didn't ruin it because I love this cover and I did not want to ruin it. But yeah, I'm currently reading Honor. This is a book about an American Indian journalist who has to go back to India to cover story about a woman whose husband was murdered because he was a Muslim man. And so it's about this very conservative village where the Indian people are very adamant about women not marrying Muslim men, and there is no sort of happiness or mix in there. So it's about that, and I read 50 pages of it. I'm really enjoying it so far. Nothing emotional has happened yet, so it's very much just like the setup of the story. But I am enjoying the writing. It's very easy to read. It's very compelling. And I am about to start chapter 6 of this book, and I really want to continue tonight. Hopefully if I could make it to 100 pages, that would be really nice. And yeah, I'm just so happy that I DNF'd How to Sell a Haunted House because that was really not working for me, and I feel like this is just a lot better for what I'm looking for. But I also feel like I might start another thriller horror book. I was thinking about, they're all in the same genre. I was thinking about Riley Sager's either The Only One Left or what's that called? Home Before Dark. That's it. Those are both thriller horror books by this author. I have enjoyed one book by him and I have really not liked another one. So it's really all up in the air. I feel like The Only One Left has a much better review, so that might be the one that I choose. because I'm still in the mood for it. How to Sell Haunted Houses really didn't work for me, but I'm still kind of in the mood for it. So I thought that I could pick up a physical book from my TBR because we need to still make progress with that. And then also like a thriller horror book maybe. I don't know. That sounds exciting. I'm about to go make dinner. I think I'm going to be making some ramen tonight, but like homemade ramen. Like making the broth, cooking the noodles, making some tofu with it. It just sounds like a good time, and it sounds like something that I would like to eat today. So I feel like that's what I'm going to be making for dinner. And then we'll have some time for reading, which is my favorite time of the day. So that's kind of all that's going on today. It was just a silly running errands kind of day, so I didn't film a lot. And I feel like I'm still not very good at vlogging, but we're just trying to, you know, catch up, try to get back into the swing of things. I still haven't visited the Lisbon Book Fair. I need to go this week before I start my job, but I don't know. I just need to see what day is best for me to go, and also not buy too many books, because this year I'm definitely not going to be buying too many books. I'm going to be sticking with a short list, a short numbered list, and then we'll just have to see how it goes, because my TBR is kind of off, just off base completely. There's just too much stuff. But yeah, I'm currently reading a book for my physical TBR, so proud of myself for that. And yeah, I'll see you after dinner. Hello friends, it's time for the last update of tonight. Tonight is Tuesday, yes, and I am currently on page 176 of Honor by 3D Omagard, so I am over halfway through now. I've read about 70 pages today. I wanted to read 100, but that just didn't happen, so I guess that's just how it is. I wanted to end the vlog tomorrow. I really want to try and finish this tomorrow. I don't know if I can, but I would love to. But I'm definitely happy about being back in my reading routine. I'm really happy about just wanting to read, quite honestly, because this reading slump was really starting to get to me. So I'm just really excited about getting into the rhythm of things and just reading. And what I will say about this book, it's not going to be a 5-star, but I'm really enjoying it. The writing isn't all that, but it flows really nicely, and just the story is really heartbreaking. It's alternating chapters. We are seeing Smita doing the cover of the story, and when she is traveling with Mohan, who is an acquaintance of the person who asked her to cover the story, and they're getting closer. There's a little bit of a romance going on in there, and he accompanies her during this travel to a more rural village where this woman whose husband was burned alive is. And so she is covering the story of the trial, the very corrupt trial that is happening in regards to her brothers who ordered the murder of her husband. And so we are following her and Mohan during this moments where they are traveling and getting to know Mina's story. The main character name is Smira, and then the woman whose husband was burned alive is named Mina. And in the other chapters we are seeing Mina's perspective, so we are seeing her account of her love story, how it developed with her husband Abdul, the way that things went about, the way that they progressed, the way that they're happening. So it is alternating chapters and it's just flowing really, really nicely. I don't really have a lot to say about it. I'm enjoying it, but it's not like an all-time favorite. The trial is being pushed back again and again, which is a little bit frustrating because I wish we could see a little bit more of that. So it's a little bit frustrating, but yeah, I'm just really enjoying it. I'm happy that I'm finally reading this book, and I can maybe see where this is going, because I have read books kind of similar to this, not in terms of specific to India, but just like contemporary fiction like this. So I can maybe see where this is going, but I'm still enjoying the ride and I'm still having a good time, and honestly that's all that matters. I really wanted to reach page 200 tonight, but I'm honestly kind of tired and it's late for me. It's almost midnight, which is very, very late for me. And yeah, hopefully tomorrow I can read a whole bunch more. If I could finish this tomorrow, that would be incredible. But honestly, I'm just happy to be back in my reading era, and happy that summer is starting and that I'm finally reading again, and that I can read all the amazing books on my TBR, that I keep buying books and adding them to the TBR. So I'm really happy that I am back on track and that I am going to start my reading journey again. That's really exciting. So I will see you tomorrow, hopefully with more reading updates. And I also really want to do my reading journal for June, but I just don't know if I'll have the time, honestly, with working on my report. But honestly, that would be amazing if that could happen. So we'll just have to see. But I'll see you tomorrow. Today has been another day, right? I just stayed home in my little workstation that I just showed you on my desk, and I've just been working on my report and I've been reading my book. Hopefully I can finish it tonight. I still have about 100 pages to go, so I've read about 30, 40 today already, and I'm still enjoying it. It's still going by really nicely. We're finding a little bit more about Smita as a main character, her background, her family, because there was this event that was alluded to for the whole book, maybe some family secrets, and we're just finally getting to it in book 3. So I'm currently reading that chapter where we are diving a little bit further into her backstory and who she is, and her family as well. And what else do I have to tell you? I made Japanese curry for lunch today. The other day I went to an Asian supermarket because I just love Asian food a lot, and I used to live in Asia for a while, so there are a lot of products that I miss very dearly, a lot of foods that I miss very dearly. And so I ended up buying the Japanese curry like cubes of like the broth, and I ended up making Japanese curry for lunch with tofu, because if you don't know, I don't eat meat. So a lot of the meals that I do are vegetarian, and it was really, really good. Honestly, it was really, really nice. So that's what I've been up to today. It's like almost 8 p.m. now. I'm just reading a little bit more before it goes dark. This is the time of the day where my room is the brightest. The sun sets this way, so it's one of my favorite times of the day because my room is just very cozy and it has a lot of light, which I really love. So it's one of my favorite times of the day. I'm just going to enjoy reading a couple more chapters of this, and yeah, I can't wait to finish it and start something new. But yeah, I thought I could show you a little bit more of my room because I don't show it a lot. So that's my little desk area, that's my little wall of art and postcards, which I love very, very much. And yeah, I'm just going to go keep reading now. Hi, I'm here to wrap up this vlog and to tell you my final thoughts on Honor by 3D Umregard. I finished it yesterday, but I couldn't film yesterday, so here I am today to give you my final thoughts. I just updated my reading journal, which I showed you as well. I also showed you my June spread that I just did this morning. It's not very good. I don't love it, but it just had to be done. And I ended up giving this book 3.5. I rounded it up to a 4 on Goodreads, but more realistically it is a 3.5 because it's very, very centered on this blooming romance. And though it's not that I didn't like it, it's just not my favorite thing. I don't love a romance all the time, and it was just okay. Like, it was just an okay romance for me. I didn't really hate it, but I didn't love it either. And yeah, like, I could see where it was going, like I said, because it is still a contemporary novel. So in terms of the personal developments of the characters, I could see where it was going. But in terms of the actual story, and the reason why this book exists is to explore violence against women, specifically in more rural areas of India, in contrast with, for example, Mumbai. So that stark difference of a woman in the city or a non-Indian woman in India, an American woman in India, versus a woman in a more poor area or in a more rural area, and the violence that is just gratuitously given against them. It's just, yeah, it was very jarring, and that portion of the book I found to be very, very interesting, even though it was very, very heartbreaking. And I had no idea, probably because of just lack of awareness of me and ignorance, but I had no idea of the problems between Indian people and Muslim people, the way that the hatred that they have for each other, but mostly Indians towards Muslims, was very jarring to me. I didn't expect it. It was just very hard to read. It felt even cartoonish at times how evil these men were, but I know that it wasn't. Like, I know for sure that this author is not exaggerating, especially because this author is an Indian woman. So it's not like a wicked exaggeration made by someone looking at India. It's by someone who lives there and who has probably seen a million cases like this. So it felt cartoonish, but it just horrified me to know that it probably really, really wasn't. And it's probably quite true what ends up happening to these women. And yeah, it was just very, very horrible. Mina's story about how her husband was burned alive and how it left her also disfigured. Their child, who is supposedly a child of sin, and the way that Mina still has to protect her a year later. yeah, it was just very, very difficult to read. I loved that aspect to it because that was what I was reading this book for. The romance was just something added that I didn't really love, and for me it took a little bit away from the story. I wish they could have remained friends. It's not that I didn't want Smita, our main character, to be happy. It's not because of that. It's just I love their companionship and the way that they helped each other out during this whole book, and the way that their perspectives kind of clashed between, because Mohan is an Indian man who's so proud of India and who loves India so much because he just doesn't see what women see. It's not because he's bad, he's just a little bit ignorant about women's experiences. And so the fact that he went with her to this horrible place where this happened and he gets to see it, he starts to lose faith in his own country. And it's just so, I really love both of their perspectives, but the romance was just like, okay, like I just didn't really care for it. But yeah, I'm very happy that I finally read this book. I'm going to shelve it. And this was officially my 10th book of the year from my physical TBR. So we are making a little bit of progress. And I think my next vlog will be like a dedicated reading my physical TBR vlog. I think that that's what's going to happen. I need to update my TBR jar because I have no idea what was the last book that I put on there. I feel like I have to open all of them again and see what books are missing. Like, I genuinely do not remember. But I feel like my next vlog is going to be that. Because, yeah, I'm just on a kick and I want to read more from my physical TBR. In terms of the other books that I said I was going to read, Never Let Me Go. It's on my nightstand. I don't really feel like getting it. Sorry about that. But Never Let Me Go, I'm just really not in the mood to read it. That first chapter just really didn't do anything for me. I know that I'm probably going to enjoy it, but I just don't feel like reading it, quite honestly. And I think I will be reading Robin Hobb, The Assassin's Apprentice. I'm still in the mood for it. I just really wanted to get this book done first and just get back on the groove of reading and finishing a book. But I feel like that might be one of my next reads as well, which is really exciting. Like, I wasn't expecting that. And what else? Today is Friday. I'm wrapping up this vlog. Tomorrow I start working full-time. So I'm probably only going to start my vlog next week. Probably, because, like, what a horrifying thing, right? I have to work full-time on the weekend, so I'm not going to film anything. And I think that that's it. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. I know it's probably a mess. I'm still really trying to get back into the vlog game. But I did read one book. I wanted to read more. I DNF'd one. I read one. But you know, we're just slowly trying to get back into it. In any case, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more bookish content. And I'll see you in my next video. I hope you have a nice day, and always remember that life is worth reading.